Let's do a quick recap for each fight for UFC 302, Makhachev vs Poirier. I'll also review my predictions for each fight, which I make for every event on this channel. Please like and subscribe if you find this interesting, informative, or entertaining. My Patreon is also in the description if you want to support me for $10 or $20 a month. The $20 a month membership includes premium data, stats, and analysis for each fight for each card, which will help you with your prop bets and your picks. Any type of support you all show is very appreciated and helps keep me motivated in continuing to create content for you all. So if you want to get data science backed predictions, a breakdown of fighter stats and fight history, promising underdogs, and best inexpensive favorites, as well as prop bets and full event recaps with prediction results, please subscribe and check the channel out. Let's go ahead and jump right in. We ended the night 9 out of 12 fights, which is a 75% accuracy. We would have had a 92% accuracy, but I had to roll the dice on 2 underdogs, and it would have been even higher had Morono not gassed out, but we'll get into that later. Some quick updates. For the previous 10 events, we're averaging 64% accuracy, all-time we're averaging 67%, all-time pay-per-views we're actually averaging 71%, and all-time fight nights were averaging 65%. For the first fight, we had Mitch Raposo versus Lima. Lima actually missed weight coming into this fight. He dominated the first round with powerful calf kicks, forcing Raposo to switch stances multiple times. Raposo attempted to counter with rapid combinations, but Lima's relentless leg attacks and composed defense kept him in control. In the second round, Raposo increased his activity, targeting Lima's body with quick punches. However, Lima's strong kicks and occasional eye pokes disrupted Raposo's rhythm. Raposo managed a takedown, but Lima quickly got back to his feet, continuing his assault. The final round saw both fighters trading strikes, with Lima consistently landing effective kicks and body shots. Raposo showed resilience, landing a few good punches and attempting another takedown, but Lima's superior striking prevailed. Throughout the fight, Lima was calm and working towards neutralizing Raposo's offense. The fight concluded with Lima's aggressive leg kicks and superior control, leading to a split decision victory. I predicted Lima had a 64.3% probability of victory, and he got the job done. I wasn't a fan of all the fouls he was committing and the fact that he missed weight, but regardless, he got us our first win of the night. For the next fight, we had Ailin Perez versus Joselyne Edwards. The fight began with Perez aggressively taking Edwards down multiple times, maintaining control despite Edwards' attempts to sweep and reverse positions. Perez's ground game dominated the first round, earning her a clear advantage. In the second round, Edwards managed to secure a tight guillotine and gain top position, but an apparent headbutt halted her momentum. After a brief pause, Perez landed a stunning spinning back fist, shocking Edwards and setting up another takedown to end the round. The final round saw Edwards pushing forward with kicks and punches, but Perez's takedown attempts and clinch control kept the fight competitive. Despite Edwards' efforts, Perez's consistent aggression and effective striking secured her the unanimous decision victory. I predicted Ailin Perez had a 64% probability of victory, and she got the win, giving us our second win of the night. For the next fight, we had Gall versus Bassil Hafez. Gall was returning after a 2-year hiatus, and he was on a 2-fight losing streak, and he was looking for redemption against Hafez, who impressed many with his performance against Jack Della Maddalena. Right from the start, Hafez showcased his aggressive style, charging at Gall and landing powerful strikes, opening a cut on Gall's nose early in the first round. Despite Gall's efforts to keep Hafez at bay with his jab, Hafez's relentless pressure and heavy shots dominated the round. The second round saw Hafez continue his assault, but Gall managed to land a few significant strikes of his own, including a stunning right hand that opened a cut on Hafez. Gall's resilience was evident as he fought back, even attempting a guillotine choke when Hafez shot for a takedown. The round ended with both fighters trading blows. In the third round, the action intensified as both fighters swung for the fences. Gall landed a perfect right hand that momentarily dropped Hafez, but Hafez quickly bounced back, laughing off the strike. The back-and-forth slugfest continued, with Hafez securing a takedown and Gall defending with a guillotine choke. The fight culminated in a wild exchange of strikes, with Hafez landing a final flying knee before the bell rang. The judges scored the bout in favor of Hafez, awarding him a unanimous decision victory. Now, I had predicted Gall had a 50.6% probability of victory, and although he did not win, we were correct in recognizing that the odds makers had the odds way too lopsided in Hafez's favor. Gall's durability and experience kept him in the fight, and Hafez's inexperience was definitely a crucial factor. I had this fight at 50-50, and although Gall did not win, the discrepancy between the odds and Gall's actual chances of winning opened up an opportunity that I had to try to take advantage of. You guys know that I don't just go for favorites. I take calculated risks when they have strong upside potential. This was a fun fight and had interesting moments, and I hope Hafez continues to improve his technical skills, his defense, and his conditioning overall. He has heavy hands, and you can tell that he just genuinely enjoys fighting. For the next fight, we had Phil Rowe versus Jake Matthews. Rowe, who is known for his stoppage victories, immediately took center of the octagon and tested Matthews with a series of kicks. Matthews, finding his range, responded with his own jabs and body shots. Rowe showcased his athleticism and landed heavy right hands, but Matthew countered effectively, causing swelling on Rowe's cheek. After an awkward low blow and a brief pause, both fighters resumed with vengeance, ending the round with an explosive exchange. Now in the second round, Matthews appeared more confident, landing a series of punches that wobbled Rowe. Despite Rowe's attempts to regain control with his jabs and leg kicks, Matthews' aggression earned him the round. The third round saw intense grappling, with Matthews reversing Rowe's takedown attempt and securing dominant positions. Matthews pursued submissions while maintaining control and prevented Rowe from escaping. The fight concluded with Matthews securing a unanimous decision victory, and I had predicted Jake Matthews had a 57.4% probability of victory, and thanks to his durability and his aggressiveness, he got us another win. For the next fight, we had Grant Dawson versus Joe Solecki. The fight began with Dawson charging at Solecki with a flying knee, but Solecki dodged and countered by taking Dawson down and threatening with a guillotine choke. Dawson managed to escape and maintain top position, but Solecki landed effective strikes from the bottom, cutting Dawson with an elbow. Despite Dawson's control, Solecki won the first round on the scorecards. In the second round, Dawson's aggressive approach led to more top control time as he landed ground and pound strikes, which kind of frustrated the crowd and fans because of his cautious strategy. Solecki struggled to offer any offense, which allowed Dawson to continue to dominate in the round. The third round saw Solecki inadvertently hit Dawson with a low kick, but Dawson quickly recovered and secured another takedown. Dawson nullified Solecki's attempts to escape, maintaining control and landing strikes from the top. The fight concluded with Dawson winning by unanimous decision. I predicted Grant Dawson had a 66.2% probability of victory, and although this fight felt a bit slow because of the grappling, Dawson got us another win. For the next fight, we had Jailton Almeida versus Alexandr Romanov. With 34 finishes between their 37 combined fights, this fight promised fireworks. After touching gloves, Almeida opened with front kicks before attempting a takedown. Romanov initially defended, but Almeida's persistence paid off, securing a body lock and landing on top. Romanov used underhooks to limit Almeida's attacks, but Almeida managed to free a hand and took Romanov's back as he tried to escape. Almeida locked in a rear naked choke, initially on the jaw, but then he adjusted to get right under the chin. Romanov stood, but he could not escape the choke, and he finally tapped out frantically against the fence at 2 minutes and 27 seconds of the first round. Almeida's victory by submission was a significant bounce back from his first UFC loss and finally marked the first stoppage of the night. I predicted Jailton Almeida had a 64% probability of victory, and this had to be one of the easiest picks of the night. In hindsight, I could have went with 70% or higher for Almeida. Regardless, we got another win. Almeida looked fantastic, and he alluded to a potential fight in France, hinting at Cyril Gane. For the next fight, we had Cesar Almeida versus Roman Kopylov. Almeida started strong with multiple kicks, but Kopylov caught one and tripped him, taking control. Kopylov's powerful left hand dropped Almeida, but he let him back up, continuing to dominate with strikes and a takedown. The first round ended with Kopylov maintaining top control and earning a clear advantage. In the second round, Almeida fought back with body kicks and punches, defending a takedown attempt and landing several strikes. However, Kopylov again managed to take Almeida down and kept him on the ground, stifling his offense. The final round saw Almeida landing significant strikes and hurting Kopylov with a knee and a right hand, but Kopylov secured another takedown and controlled the action on the ground. Despite Dean's calls for more activity repeatedly, Kopylov's ground control and occasional strikes allowed him to edge out the round. The fight concluded with Kopylov winning by split decision thanks to his effective grappling and his ground control throughout the fight. I predicted Cesar Almeida had a 55% probability of victory, but it was contingent upon him keeping the range and stuffing takedowns. Almeida did not capitalize on opportunities that he did have while the fight was on the feet, and then his lack of takedown defense prevented other opportunities from opening up. Although Kopylov won, his stamina was very concerning. He was gassed towards the end of the fight, and he was getting hit with pretty dangerous shots. If he faces more technical opponents, it could be troublesome for him unless he improves on those current weaknesses. For the next fight, we had Randy Brown versus Elizeu Zaleski dos Santos. The match began with a bit of controversy as Zaleski's glove touch was met with an elbow from Brown, who aggressively pursued with punches. Zaleski retaliated with leg kicks and a front kick, but an uncalled eye poke from Brown affected his performance. Brown capitalized on the situation with a combination of punches, while Zaleski struggled to maintain his offense. In the second round, a furious Zaleski managed to take Brown down multiple times, securing a body lock and attempting a rear naked choke, though Brown escaped and mounted his own offense. The third round saw both fighters trading kicks and punches, with Zaleski landing a wheel kick and Brown responding with a knee to the temple, causing a cut. Despite Zaleski's efforts to secure a takedown, Brown defended well and ended the round strong. The fight concluded with Randy Brown winning via unanimous decision. I predicted Randy Brown had a 55% probability of victory, and he got the job done. For the next fight, we had the most exciting fight of the night, and hopefully you can sense my sarcasm. We had Niko Price versus Alex Morono. Their first fight in 2017 ended controversially, but this time they both aimed for a decisive win. The fight started with both fighters exchanging jabs and kicks. Morono landed a body kick and a right hand, but Price responded by knocking Morono off his feet and transitioning into a ground battle. Morono attempted submissions, including an omoplata and a rear naked choke, but Price defended well and kept the pressure on. The round ended with Morono spinning with strikes while Price absorbed and countered effectively. The second round saw more intense striking exchanges, with Morono landing high kicks and body shots. Price dropped Morono with a right hand and maintained top control, defending against submission attempts while landing heavy strikes. Morono managed to get back up, but Price took him down again and continued his ground and pound assault. The round ended with Price dominating on the ground. In the final round, Price started aggressively, hurting Morono with a big overhand right. Both fighters, exhausted but determined, continued to swing wildly. Price landed an uppercut and a body kick while Morono attempted spinning strikes. Despite their fatigue, they kept pushing forward, with Price connecting with more significant strikes. The fight finally concluded with Price celebrating as both fighters emptied their gas tanks in a relentless brawl. Niko Price won the fight via unanimous decision. Now, I predicted Alex Morono had a 62% probability of victory, and he was a major letdown that night. His conditioning and his endurance was horrible. He was exhausted about 1.5 rounds in. His punches were sloppy, and he was very off balance. On the other hand, I'm kind of disappointed in Niko Price as well, because he couldn't capitalize against a struggling and out-of-breath Alex Morono. This was a messy fight, and a bit embarrassing on both ends, but especially for Morono. For the next fight, we had Kevin Holland versus Michal Oleksiejczuk. Oleksiejczuk started aggressively, and he landed a heavy right hand that backed Holland off. Holland evaded another strike, but he was knocked down by a powerful left hand from Oleksiejczuk. As Holland fell to his back, Oleksiejczuk pounded him with hammer fists. However, Holland quickly cleared his head and secured an armbar. Despite Oleksiejczuk's attempts to escape, Holland wrenched the arm, causing visible damage. We couldn't immediately tell if it was dislocated or broken, but at that point, let's be honest, the fight is pretty much over. Dean stopped the fight, confirming an arm injury. Holland won via technical armbar submission at 1 minute and 34 seconds of the first round. I predicted Kevin Holland had a 65% probability of victory, and although he was hit with a dangerous shot that sent him down, he made the most of it and found the armbar. This is the version of Kevin Holland that we all love, the one who is willing to fight anyone, anywhere, at any weight. For the next fight, we had Strickland versus Paulo Costa. Costa started aggressively, landing 2 powerful leg kicks early on. Strickland responded with jabs and front kicks, trying to keep Costa at bay. Costa landed a few more leg kicks, visibly damaging Strickland's leg within the first minute. Strickland continued a steady approach with constant front kicks and jabs. Costa's kicks were effective but partially checked, while Strickland's persistent front kicks made Costa think twice before engaging. Strickland caught a kick and knocked Costa down briefly, but Costa quickly recovered. The round ended with Strickland's consistent pressure and striking volume giving him the edge. In round 2, Strickland maintained his strategy of continuous front kicks while Costa tried to counter with powerful strikes. Costa landed several low kicks, visibly affecting Strickland. Despite Costa's attempts to back him off, Strickland's steady front kicks and jabs kept Costa at bay. Costa's attacks slowed down as Strickland's pressure mounted. The round ended with Strickland's effective striking and movement frustrating Costa. In round 3, Strickland continued his relentless front kick attack, targeting Costa's midsection. Costa landed some powerful leg kicks and punches, but Strickland's consistent jabs and front kicks kept him on the defensive. Costa attempted a spinning kick but missed. Strickland's pressure and striking volume overwhelmed Costa, who appeared to be fading. The round ended with Strickland firmly in control. Round 4, Costa came out aggressively, but Strickland continued to control the pace with jabs and front kicks. Costa landed some significant strikes, but Strickland's steady attack kept him at bay. You could tell that the crowd was getting restless and kind of bored, but Strickland's effective striking and movement continued to frustrate Costa. Costa landed some powerful leg kicks and punches, but Strickland's consistent front kicks and jabs maintained his advantage. The round ended with Strickland's control being evident. The final round began with both fighters exchanging strikes. Costa landed some powerful kicks and punches, but Strickland's consistent front kicks and jabs maintained his advantage. The round ended with Strickland's control being evident. The final round began with both fighters exchanging strikes. Costa landed some powerful kicks and punches, but Strickland's consistent jabs and front kicks kept him in control. Costa attempted a takedown, but Strickland defended well. Strickland's steady attack continued to frustrate Costa, who struggled to find any openings. The round ended with Strickland's effective striking and movement giving him the edge. At the end, Strickland won via split decision, which is absolutely insane because he clearly won and it should have been 100% via unanimous decision. I predicted Sean Strickland had a 68% probability of victory and he did not disappoint at all. He's a tricky puzzle to solve. Costa tried using leg kicks, spinning attacks, and anything he could to throw Strickland off, but that Philly shell defense, that constant pressure, those stiff jabs, and those parries were just too much for Costa. It's insane that Strickland can use that same strategy and defeat a technical fighter like Adesanya and then use it against a brawler like Costa and outclass both of them. Although the fight wasn't the most exciting, Strickland deserves props for marching forward, keeping that pace up for 25 minutes, and constantly being on the offense until the very last second. For the next fight, we had Islam Makhachev versus Dustin Poirier. Makhachev, with a record of 25 wins and only one loss, which was back in 2015, aimed to defend his title for the third time and extend his 13-fight win streak to 14 fights in a row. Poirier, a former interim title holder with a record of 30 wins and 8 losses, earned his shot after a comeback victory over Benoit Saint Denis. The fight began with Poirier landing a calf kick and a jab as chants of USA had filled the arena. Makhachev responded with a flurry of punches, opening up a cut on Poirier's eye. He then secured a takedown, landing in half guard and applying relentless pressure, attempting a Kimura and taking Poirier's back. Despite Poirier's efforts to escape, Makhachev maintained control and ended the round in a dominant position. In the second round, Poirier moved to the center of the cage, but Makhachev quickly shot for a takedown. Poirier managed to escape, but he was met with a solid knee from Makhachev. The Dagestani fighter continued to apply pressure, landing a series of strikes and another takedown. Poirier defended well, landing body shots and uppercuts in the clinch, but Makhachev's relentless offense kept him on the defense. The round ended with Makhachev on top after a late takedown. Round 3 saw both fighters exchanging strikes, with Poirier landing a jab but getting caught by a knee from Makhachev. Makhachev took Poirier down again, securing back control and attempting a choke. Poirier defended well, but he was unable to escape Makhachev's grasp. Makhachev transitioned to a full mount and attempted an armbar, but Poirier stood up and escaped. The round ended with Makhachev landing several punches as Poirier tried to counter. In the fourth round, Poirier revealed that his nose was broken, likely from an accidental clash of heads. Makhachev continued to apply pressure, landing strikes and attempting takedowns. Poirier defended well, landing several punches and body shots, but Makhachev's relentless offense kept him on the back foot. Poirier managed to land a few solid strikes, but Makhachev took him down again and maintained control until the round's end. The fifth and final round saw both fighters exchanging strikes, with Poirier targeting Makhachev's cut. Makhachev landed several punches and elbows, while Poirier countered with body shots and jabs. Makhachev secured a creative takedown, grabbing Poirier's ankle and swinging him down. He transitioned into a Bravo choke, forcing Poirier to tap out at 2 minutes and 42 seconds. Makhachev's victory tied the UFC record for the most consecutive lightweight title defenses at 3. In his post-fight interview, Makhachev expressed his desire to fight for the 170-pound title next, awaiting the results of Leon Edwards versus Belal Muhammad II. Poirier hinted at possible retirement, dedicating his fight and career to the women in his life, thanking them for their love and support. I predicted Islam Makhachev had a 72.4% probability of victory, and he got us our 9th correct pick of the night. I have to respect Dustin Poirier for that amazing performance. He fought courageously, and you could tell the amount of preparation that he did for this fight. He was able to prevent multiple takedowns against a Dagestani fighter with a high level of wrestling and grappling skills, a former world Sambo champion. Respect to Islam as well. No matter what you think of him, he overcame adversity in that fight and managed to get a finish after about 23 minutes of an absolute war. He was busted open, struggling with executing his strategy, but his determination and strength persevered at the end. Islam further proved his striking skills and his durability in that fight, and Dustin further proved his well-roundedness and his takedown defense as well. This really was an absolute war, a very high-level fight with technical strengths. It was stylistically interesting, and the story captivated us all. I know it may not have been the result that everyone wanted, and many are split on how they felt, but this was a great MMA fight, and I respect both fighters for that performance. I genuinely hope that you all enjoyed that fight and UFC 302. And that was it. We ended the night 9 out of 12 fights, which is a 75% accuracy. As I wrap up my recap for UFC 302 Makhachev vs. Poirier, I hope that you all found the breakdown of each fight informative and engaging. Please don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more content like this in the future. And check out that Patreon if you'd like to support me through that. Your support keeps me motivated in continuing to bring you all the latest updates and analysis from the world of MMA. Until next time, stay tuned for more action-packed reviews and analysis. Thank you all for watching and see you all in the next video.